Hello students, welcome back to a new video of Sunanda's tutorial. So from today we will discuss the chapter Morphology of a typical angiospermic plant directly from the book. So this chapter is present in your plus 2 first year syllabus as well as in plus 3 in MSc botany syllabus. It is very important for your SSB, TGT, PGT and lectureship examination, botany lectureship examination. It is also important for OPSC assistant professor aspirants. So without wasting any time, let's start the topic Morphology of a typical angiospermic plant directly from the book. So at first, a plant body of typical angiosperm consists of a main axis which may be branched or unbranched. That means sometimes it bears the branches, sometimes they lack branches. This axis bears dissimilar structure called lateral appendages. The plant axis is differentiated into underground root system and an aerial shoot system. Root system consists of a root and its branches, and shoot system consists of stem, leaves, flower, fruits and seeds. At first, the root, it is the non-green underground part of the plant. The main root of the plant developed directly from the radicle of the seed. So seed have two parts, one is radicle, one is plumule. From radicle, root is developed and from the plumule, shoot will be developed. So from radicle of the seed, primary root or tap root is developed. It bears many lateral branches called secondary root which grow in acropetal succession. That means youngest lateral root near the apex and older one progressively further back. Secondary roots further branch and rebranch to form tertiary root and rootlets. The growing tip of all root is protected by root cap or calyptra. Little behind the root tip, a tuft of unicellular outgrowth are present called root hairs. Root system or main root and its branches anchors the plant and penetrate the cell from which it absorbs water and minerals ion crucial to the plant nutrition. Then stem, it is overground part of the plant that develops from the plumule of the seed. The stem may be either branched or unbranched. Unbranched seen in case of palms. In coconut trees, branches are absent, but in mango trees, branches are present. And always differentiated into nodes and internodes. Stems have nodes and internodes. Stem bears lateral branches, buds, leaf, flower and fruit. It may bear defense organs also like spines, prickles, stiff hairs which protects the plant. So stem properly expose these organs for specific function and conduct materials such as water, mineral, photosynthesis required by them. Then leaves, these are lateral outgrowth arise from the nodes of the stem and its branches. All the leaves of the plant are collectively called as foliage. A typical leaf has three parts. One is leaf base, second petiole, third lamina. The leaf lamina bears veins and veinlets. So leaves have three parts. One is leaf base, base of the leaf, then petiole, stalk of the leaf, and lamina, it is the expanded part of the leaf. And leaf lamina, that broad and expanded part of the leaf, have many vein and veinlets. Leaves are main organs for photosynthesis, transpiration as well as gaseous exchange. A bud is a condensed underdeveloped young shoot. Young shoot is called bud, which is under the development. Buds may become active and remain dormant for indefinite period. For example, in cold countries, plant bear winter buds which remain dormant till the favorable spring season comes. The buds are said to be covered or closed when they are protected by overlapping scales, hairs, waxy coating and resins. In ficus, calotropis, gingivus, these waxy coating or resins are present. So they cover or protect the young developing buds. On the basis of their position, On the basis of their position of stem, buds may be apical, which is present in the terminal position. It may be axillary when it is present in the lateral position, and accessory. Apical buds are responsible for increase in plant height. Axillary bud gives rise to lateral branches. Accessory developed on the side as collateral and above, that means superposed the axillary bud. They usually gives rise to stem modification. Sometimes stem modified itself to perform different functions. So we will study this stem modifications later on in my next videos. So in this video we will just describe a brief and short videos about the different parts of the plant which are present in a plant, generally which are present in a plant. So then after the bud, flower is the reproductive shoot meant for sexual reproduction in angiosperms. A typical complete flower have 4 holes, one calyx, second corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla layer are called accessory holes. Androecium and gynoecium are called reproductive holes. All the 4 holes arranged in a cyclic manner on the solen end of the flower stalk called or pedicel. So calyx, it is the outermost hole of the flower, consists of sepals. So individual unit of calyx is called sepals. They are usually green and protect the holes of flower in bud stage. But then after calyx, corolla layer is present. Corolla is the collection of petals. These are generally colored part of the flower, which are generally helps in the process of pollination because it attracts insect. Then androecium. This androecium is the male reproductive hole of the flower, and the individual unit of androecium is called stamen. Each stamen have filament, connective and anther. These anthers are bilobed, and these are also known as microsporophyll. Then anther have bilobed and bear 4 pollen sacs filled with pollens. Then gynoecium is the female reproductive part, have carpels, and each carpels have 3 parts. One is stigma, which is the receptive part which receive the pollen grain during the pollination. Then style is the elongated part. Then ovary is the solen base of the female reproductive part. Stigma receives the pollen. The ovary is the basal solen part of the carpel, bears many ovule. Each ovule encloses embryo sac which contains the egg cell. Then after fertilization, that means fusion of male and female gamete, fruit is developed. The whole ovary is transformed into the fruit which encloses many seeds. Then ovules which are present inside ovary after fertilization develop into the seed. It has a covering called seed coat, and inside that covering embryo is present. Embryo is the future plant, consists of 2 cotyledon in dicot which attach to embryo or tigellum. One end of tigellum called plumule gives rise to shoot. Another end called radicle grows into the root, which develop into the root. It is the male reproductive part or stamen which have a filament and 2 bilobed anther which have 4 pollen sacs. That means it is tetrasporangiate, which releases pollen grain upon maturation. Then this pollen grain transfer to the female reproductive part through the process of pollination. It is the female reproductive part consists of a solen part called ovary and a long elongated style, and a receptive part called stigma which receives the pollen grain. After reaching the pollen grain, germinate to form 2 male gametes which enter inside the ovary. Inside the ovary, 2 male gametes enters, and from which one fuse with the female gamete, another one fuse with the secondary nucleus to form endosperm, and the result of male and female nucleus fusion is the zygote. Zygote finally develop to form embryo, and embryo inside the embryo is actually the future plant. that embryo grows to form the future plant, and the whole ovary transform into the fruit, and inside that ovary ovules are present. That ovules are transformed into the seed after the process of fertilization. And some seeds have endosperm in them, and some lack endosperm, and that embryo have cotyledon. It have two cotyledon in dicot plants and one cotyledon in monocot plant, and that cotyledon attached to embryo or tigellum, and one end of that embryonal axis or tigellum is called plumule. It is the upper part of the embryo which gives rise to the shoot system, and one part or the lower part is called radicle, which gives rise to the root of the plant. So it is the overall morphology of a typical plant which have a root system, shoot system, and different parts in shoot system as well as in root system. I hope you really enjoyed this session. It is just a basic video about the morphology in flowering plants, a typical angiospermic plants. In my next video I will discuss details about the root and different modifications of the root system. So please stay tuned and enjoy my videos like this. Please like it, share with your other friends, and subscribe to my channel Sunanda's Tutorial. Thank you.